The new Galaxy S24 Ultra is getting a lot of attention these days with its updated camera system, but how does it compare against Google's Pixel 8 Pro? That's what we're going to find out today in this camera shootout. But before we get to that, just wanted to point out this case from Pitaka for the Galaxy S24 Ultra, since a lot of people were asking about it in my last video. If you want to pick one up for yourself, check out the link in the video description. And now let's jump into some side-by-side photo and video comparisons between these two devices to see how they stack up in everyday use. Let's take a look. When it comes to the camera specs, the Pixel has a 50 megapixel primary camera and then two 48 megapixel sensors for the ultra wide and the 5x periscope camera on the back, and then a 10.5 megapixel selfie camera up front. And all of those can capture 4K video at up to 60 frames per second. When it comes to the Galaxy S24 Ultra, we have a 200 megapixel primary camera, 50 megapixel 5x periscope camera, 10 megapixel 3x telephoto, and then two 12 megapixel sensors for the ultra wide on the back and then the selfie camera up front. And all of those can record 4K video at up to 60 FPS, but we also have 8K video at 30 frames per second from that main camera. When it comes to video capture, both of these devices are pretty well matched, starting off with the ultra wide cameras here, then moving into the main sensor. Then on the Pixel device, we have a 2x digital zoom, but that translates into a 3x optical zoom on the Samsung. Then we can go all the way to the 5x periscope cameras on both of these devices. Now, probably one of the things that you won't really see is a difference in clarity here, but as far as low light video reproduction goes, we'll have to wait and see which one comes out on top later on tonight. And this here's a look at video capture from the selfie cameras on both of these devices. They all do, and this is a look at video capture from the selfie camera on both of these devices, going from a light source to a little bit of a tunnel here underneath this railroad crossing. But I'm going to flip things around to the main cameras on the back to show you what the difference is between the sensors on these devices from the front to the back. And magically made that transition here. Now we're using the main cameras on the back of both of these devices. As you can see, it's probably much better video than what we were capturing with that selfie camera, especially in the low light situation underneath that little bridge. But let me know what you think in the comments, which you think is better, if the Galaxy S24 Ultra or the Pixel 8 Pro did a better job. One of the big differences that I see this year on the Galaxy S24 Ultra is the transition between the different lenses here, going from the ultra wide to the main, and then from the main to the 3x zoom camera, and then finally to the 5x zoom camera. And I think a lot of the difference here is the ability to transition into a 5x versus a 10x that you had before. That jump not being as extreme as it was definitely does make a difference when looking at the transition between the lenses here, going back to the 3x, but then again also to the 1x. It's nice and smooth. I've been out here shooting video and photos for over an hour now, and my hands feel like this hand behind me looks dark and gray. It is a cold, cold day out here in Cleveland, probably only about 33 degrees, so just over freezing. So I need to find a place to go indoors and warm up for a little bit. Now that the sun has set, it's time for some low light photos and videos with these two devices, starting off with the ultra wide camera, moving into that main sensor, which is always going to be the best options in low light situations. Digital zoom on the Pixel up to 2x, 3x on the dedicated telephoto camera on the Galaxy S24 Ultra, and then 5x on both devices, both of these periscope cameras. From the screen here, it's really hard to tell which one has the better results. The Pixel definitely on the display is brighter, but it does look like we might have some more clarity on the Galaxy S24 Ultra. Of course, recording video with the selfie camera in low light situations like this is never really ideal. So if you have the opportunity to flip things around and use that main camera on the back of the phone, not only will you get lower ISOs just because the sensor is larger, but that does mean there's a lot less grain in the shot, which I'm going to show you right now. And as you can see, a much better shot here with the main sensors on the back of both of these devices. I'd have to say the Pixel probably has a slight advantage here against the Galaxy S24 Ultra, but honestly, they should be really close. If you have a preference for either of them, make sure you let me know in the comments below. And that's going to do it for this camera comparison between the Galaxy S24 Ultra and the Pixel 8 Pro. Let me know what you think of the results in the comments below and which device you would rather use on a day-to-day basis for your photos and videos. I do have a handful more camera comparisons coming up with this device, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for those. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.